Hi everybody, it's Robin, and Nameless hasn't got here yet, but let me try to tell you what's going down so you don't have as many questions. I'm going to be doing a flaming letter. Nameless doesn't like wearing hearts. It is the Valentine's season, so this is kind of like an anti-Valentine, but it can be found in the hot playlist, anything with fire. Search on YouTube Robin Moses Fire and find out a million different ways to use fire in designs. So doing this, I'm starting with clear, wet and wild, and I'm going to make my own polish. I made this color using white and some regular pigments, and I have the pigment out that I wanted to use. It looks like a bruise, but I was testing my pigments. This is N.A.W, and it's like this. So any brown pigment you have, and pigments make up all of every beauty supply you own, and this one, okay, so this one is N.A.W and it's called Maroon Eye. But I wanted to tell you that the more pigmented, the more color that this has in it, the more punch it has, the deeper color you're going to get with your nail polish. And that goes for any kind of thing where you're doing pigments. So the more quality of the pigment, the better. But whatever you have laying around, if you want to mix it into polish, first you have to grind it down, put it in the top hole, and then mix it with the brush or some kind of like mixer, and just mix it up real quick, and then shake it. And I hit the bottom of my rubber shoe so that I don't hurt my hands, but if you tap it and mix it all together, it makes beautiful, beautiful polishes. So with that being said, I'm going to also use a dark brown color. I'm using Folk Art Burnt Umber, and I'm not going to use newsprint today, but if you search Robin Moses newsprint on YouTube, you can also find a bunch of different ways to get this look in using different techniques. My channel is dedicated to learning different techniques and having fun while making art. I don't use the traditional stuff that other channels use. I use regular crafting equipment that I buy everywhere around where I live, and when I go on vacations, I'm always picking up stuff for next to nothing so that I can make art for next to nothing. And then that way, when I make money doing nails, I can keep that money for myself and pay my bills. So that is why I do what I do. Anyway, I will start this tutorial, and I'm also going to be using acrylic paints for the rest of it. Hi everyone, this is me. I'm with Nameless. So I taped a before, thanks. I taped a before thing to see if maybe I was going to use it, but I don't know if I am or not. Okay, so I started this tutorial with a French manicure Peacefully Me by Dazzledry, one coat. Then I'm going in with a pre-made color that I did that is, okay, it is white, clear, with a touch of yellow and a touch of brown. And this is because I'm going to be doing a piece of fire paper. So it's going to be like a love letter on fire, and I'm going to try to get it up for Valentine's Day, because who hates Valentine nails?
What?
Who is that hates those hearts?
I do.
So we're going to put them on fire, and I saw, okay, so here's what I'm using. I'm using right here. I like this, and so I'm going to show you the easiest and cheapest way to get that look. So I'm starting with this color. I made this though. Then I have this color pre-made that is white with brown. Okay, and then I have brown acrylic paint, and it is Burnt Umber by Folk Art. And all of these colors together probably cost me 40 cents, but it is the application and the technique that your clients are paying for, and it is getting the best results out of all of the crafting stuff that you've bought over the years. And I got, oh gosh, I've gotten so many questions lately from you guys, and so yes, I know that the glitter that you guys use is dipping powder. Okay, I know that. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create my own so that you can see that you can create your own, so that you're not tied to brands. So you don't need it, but if you can afford it, then by all means, please go get it. There's beautiful stuff out there. But if you're just starting out and you want this as a hobby, this is a good way to get started and make incredible designs. So when you're done, you're gonna have this, and I'll meet you back. All right, so I poured out a little bit. There, I poured a little bit of the darker color out, and I'm going in with my brush, robinmosesnailart.com, and you can get them worldwide. And I'm just going in with the brush, and this is polish. Do you see how it's all lumpy? That's because polish is not as fun to paint with as acrylic paint, but it isn't impossible. So I'm getting the darker color in there. I can use acrylic paint to get it on there. It's your choice. But the only thing that I really hope is that you, if you're using polish, don't get it in the neck of your brush. You only want to get it onto the tip of your brush about halfway up. Now I wipe that off, and because it's polish, it's going to dry hard, and I don't want to mess my brush up, so I'm changing from paint to, polish to paint. So I'm going to wash my brush, touch it with acetone, roll it. It's cleaned out of the polish. That easy. You don't have to scrub. You don't have to work at it. As long as you have your polish half dried, it's not dried up on the brush, you're fine. So now on a little thing, I'm going to put this darker one here. This is way too thick of paint. So I'm going to add water and get it to the consistency of hair dye. Okay. Now I'm going to touch in and boom. We were talking about something about while I was doing this, and Name was talking about the inspired by Robin, that someone in town is scared that they can't do the art, and so they don't want to put inspired by Robin because they're embarrassed of the art. So I want to say to those people that it's not about doing the best art, it's doing the best art that you can do and trying your best until you get to be good enough to where you have clients and or people around you that want you to paint their nails, and you can just have fun doing it without it overtaking your whole checkbook. So I'm going across the top of this with dark like that. Okay, and now I'm going to start looking at the details. This is a darker color, so I'm going to go into blacks, but right now I'm here, so I can go in and just cut some where the paper has frayed, and you want it just to look like just the paper itself, it has been charred. I saw something where there was some nails out there that were maps that were charred, and they looked really beautiful. However, I do not know who they belong to. If you know what I'm talking about, put the map ones in my comment section, because I don't get to see very much nail art, but I did see that long ago, and I want to make sure that I give thanks to whoever painted charred nails, because I know that the love letter design was inspired to start it, and then they added their own little thing on top of it, and it made it beautiful, and they showed me, and it was gorgeous, but it was years ago. So I'm going in like that. Okay, now I'm going to go in with just a touch of black. Right here. I can go back and forth and change it and make it not so black. See, I don't like to use pure black all the time. For beginning tutorials, it's okay. So for the dark black, like this, I'm just gonna go like this. Thanks, Nameless. Go like this, and I'm just gonna make it real jaggedy and touched in like that. So when they're done, they all kind of look like this, and I'll meet you back. All right, so now I have my yellow, orange, and red acrylic paint out, and I got my nail all ready. So if you noticed, there's a whole bunch of things that aren't perfect about this design. It is perfect for me, and that's what you guys got to know, like what is perfect for you. So I have the orange and yellow mixed up a little bit here. Now I'm just going to pull it through as if the fire is pulling through this paper and onto the French pink. And I'm going to kind of spin it together from below the French manicure and on top of the French manicure. And this part for me is relaxing and fun. This is where we get to talk and like have the most fun if you're doing nails. So just pull from the back and from the front. When you're done, it's going to look like this. Now with the yellow, I'm going to highlight right where it curves down, not exactly at the point, but right above the point. Okay. That. That.
Oh, those are so cool.
I love them. Okay, so when this is all done, I'll meet you back. Maybe. All right, so the last part of this is I'm going to thin down the dark brown paint, and then with the stippling motion, just dot, 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 and go across the nail, either left to right or right to left, however you feel comfortable. I'm left-handed, so I'm doing it backwards, but it's going to give on the appearance of a love letter or a letter of some sort. Shh. And then going across like this, dot, 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 dot. I'm going to use like a stippling, like just dot, 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 dot. Now, this gives the illusion of writing without having to write it. As soon as you start writing on a nail or stamping writing on a nail, it takes away it doesn't translate into nails, and so you miss the overall effect. And I hope that makes sense. But because things like this are so tiny, having words kind of takes away from the design sometimes. That's why that map was a great idea. Having any kind of like little picture on the nail, you could do like a little star or something, like it was in the paper or something that was that, you know, like that, and just dot around it, and it just gives an illusion. It just adds to the design. But do you see that? It looks like writing, but it's not really, and that's what you want. And now I'm going to top coat. Okay, so now I have a sponge, a makeup sponge. It has brown on the end of it, and you can use polish or paint. I prefer polish if you want it to last 2 weeks, but paint works just fine for short nails. But going along the edge allows them to look more burned, and like it totally finishes the appearance of this whole design. So I'm just going to tap on the ends and give it that burned feel, top coat, and meet you back. Okay, and here is the end result. Now, if I don't get these up before Valentine's Day, these are just going to be like paper on fire. Otherwise, it's a love letter on fire. It would have been cool if I would have put hearts that were made out of fire right here, but again...
Captain Hindsight always kicking on.
No, Captain Hindsight knows you're not going to have any hearts. So I can't paint a flame heart. However, you guys can, and you can show me by hashtagging me, Inspired by Robin Moses. Right there. Inspired by Robin Moses. Copy everything that you can, and then hashtag me. Have fun painting. This costs pennies to do. I top coated it with a matte base. I mean a matte top coat, and then I put clear over the flame, so they just kind of gleam out. You can use gel. You can use whatever you want, whatever you have, like whatever you have, use it and have fun with it. And that's how you do it. And I'll see you back with more. Bye.
Bye.
Do it. Bye. Bye.